It's weird looking this way. People assume I'm very politically active. Like, I never get asked to sign a petition, never. And it's because they think I've already signed it. I think that's what it is. I could just be walking through the most liberal area, and there'll be all these little people with clipboards, and they're going up, oh, excuse me, do you have a minute for gay rights? And then they see me, and they're like, thank you for your service. I'm like, don't even mention it, no big deal. No big deal. I'm comfortable with myself, but I refer to myself as weird looking. Like, I'm like, I look different, I'm weird looking, whatever. I don't mean it as a bad thing. It's just like, I look different. You know, I know there's no normal, but also, you guys, you know what I mean. Like, you know, like, whatever. And my mom hates that. She's like, why are you so mean to yourself? I'm like, I'm not saying it in a mean way. I'm different looking. Like, I wouldn't want everybody to be androgynous. Like, I love the spectrum of like masculinity and femininity. Like, everyone can't be like an in-betweener, you know? Like, it'd be a lot, you know? I can say in-betweener because I think because I look like pronouns, I can be a little politically incorrect. I think that's what it is. Because I know if like a straight guy takes that out for a spin, they're gonna get in a lot of trouble. If they're like, hey, look, an in-betweener, they'll be like, canceled, okay? Canceled. Like, no, I saw one say it. It was fine. It was fine. But my mom hates that. She's like, no, you're very pretty, handsome, something. You know, you don't, what? In between what? Why do you what? Why do you what? I get scared sometimes that maybe I'm too stupid to be transgender. I get scared of that, you know? Like, maybe I compartmentalize things too much. Like, I haven't even faced the fact that I have a shellfish allergy, you know? I haven't dealt with that. I have IBS. I haven't dealt with that. I got a whole list of things I haven't dealt with, and I'm transgender, and the only reason I even think of it so much is because people will ask me my pronouns, and then no matter what I say, it's weird. So they'll go, what are your pronouns? I go, she, her, like, whatever, just try to keep it moving, whatever. And they're like, And then if I say, like, I'm just like, I don't know, like, whatever, like, just whatever to, she, her is fine. Like, don't, like, I have to convince them of it. And they're like, it's okay. I'm like, it's okay. I mean, what do you tell me then? Like, why, you're giving me this is very uncomfortable. And the truth is this, I mean, I wouldn't ordinarily bring this up, but because it's getting pushed so much, it's like, okay, all right, you know, sexually, like, I'm very attracted to very feminine women, no hint of masculinity, like, but doesn't mean I'm a man that I'm attracted to femininity. There's lots of men attracted to masculinity. There's straight men who are with women that are like, what's up? Like, everything's all over the place. And I get along very well with men. I got some good guy friends, you know. I get along well with men. And, you know, also, like I connect the best sexually with bisexuals. I prefer a bisexual, and like with my girlfriend, like I like it when she uses male pronouns on me when we're having sex. Like, I like playing around with role playing and that type of thing. But that's like a caveat that feels like an overshare, you know? Like, it's too much. If I was in a job interview and they say, what are your pronouns? And I say, well, I don't really care. But you know, wait, she, her. But if I'm having sex, to be honest, I play around. So, is this preschool hiring or not? What is it? Do I have the job or no? Please. I love fantasy. I'm very much an addicty person. I'm always looking for ways to escape, get me out of my head. I don't want to be in the moment. You know, I'll feel uncomfortable and I want to get out of here, get out, you know. I'm always fantasizing. I used to fantasize about doing comedy, actually. When I was doing sales, I would fantasize about comedy. But here's the thing, when you're pursuing your dreams, then you don't get to dream about them, you know? Everybody I know with an office job will fantasize about either being an entrepreneur, doing something creative. They'll have that fantasy. And I'm like, keep that fantasy. That's a beautiful thing to then get to go there in your head. Because everybody I know with a creative job or who is an entrepreneur, I swear, is just out in the middle of nowhere by themselves fantasizing about working at, like, Hertz Rent-A-Car. It's true. They're like, just picturing that. my girlfriend and I have been thinking about maybe having kids, and I was like, I have to work on my issues before we do that. Like, I'd want to be much more present, and I don't drink anymore. I don't smoke cigarettes. Like, I've done a lot of self work, and with being an addicty person, it's like I never got into anything like really hard. It was always just like alcohol, snorting Adderall, weed. That's about as hard as it got, though, because besides being an addicty person, I'm also very neurotic. So, like, my thought process on something like heroin, I'd be like, I can't do that. It's not good. It's not going to go with my Fitbit. It's not going to go. That is going to ruin my heart rate. Heroin meth doesn't go with my antidepressants, I'll tell you that. That's not paleo. I can't have that. So I'm like a weird health nut, but also very addictive. I said, I gotta work on my addiction issues if we're gonna have a kid. And there's another component too that I feel nervous about. So she's Mexican, and she would have the baby, right? So the baby would be a Mexican baby, and I'd want to make sure I could honor that and do justice to a baby that's having a different lived experience than I've had, and I want to be able to support them, right? And she was like, I think that's a really valid concern. Is that really all it is about having a Mexican baby? And I was like, yes, and. If I'm being totally honest, just gonna come out and say it. I don't feel comfortable asking a Mexican baby to do any chores. I don't feel comfortable with that. Not with this Hitler Youth look I've got going on. Not today. I won't be able to. You think I'm gonna ask him to do dishes? Get out of here. Any yard work? Nope. I'll be doing all the chores at the house. Like, how did I get myself in this situation? Unbelievable. The first thing that I really used as an escape that I really remember like using to check out was sugar. As a kid, I was just obsessed with sugar, and still, truly now, like, I think sugar is so tough, because at least with like something like drinking, like, you can stop drinking. And sometimes abstinence is easier. It's like you're not even like teasing yourself with it, because I want to get fucked up. Like, I'm not interested in moderation, Like, it bewilders me when someone just wants to have a beer or a treat. A hooker. Well, that's not crazy. I respect that so much, but that's just not the experience that I would even want to go after, Like, sometimes my girlfriend will be like, I want to get a sweet treat. I'm going to go get a donut hole. And it just blows my mind. Like, I can't, when she says that, it's like the world stops. I'm like, a donut hole? Like, why would you do that to yourself? Like, you're a psychopath. You can tell how disordered you are based on your reaction to someone having a healthy relationship with something. And I flip. She's looking to do a little healthy activity. I'm just going to get a donut hole. And I'm like, you're a psycho. You're nuts. Because I wouldn't want that. I wouldn't want a donut hole experience. If I'm going to have donuts, it's part of a mental breakdown. I want to fill up a trash can and be under a bridge and just taking donuts and shoving in my face, shoving them in my ear, putting them up my butt, like total destruction. Not one. All. One gets me jonesing, If I can't have all, I don't want none. So I don't want that donut hole. There's like a hierarchy in addiction communities, in my experience I've noticed, of like where sugar falls, though. It's not taken as seriously. Like, I was talking to this friend of mine. We're in a support group together. It's supposed to be anonymous, so it rhymes with like a schmay. You guys do the work on that. So my buddy in a schmay, I was like, at least we get abstinence with drinking. So we, day at a time, we can like deal with not drinking. But sugar, it's everywhere, And that's tough. And he was like, yeah, but it's not the same at all. It's not the same. No one's ever sucked a dick for a Biscoff cookie. No one's ever ruined their life for some Twix. And I was like, you haven't talked to enough people, okay? You're dead wrong. If someone told me that I could eat Oreos with immunity, like eat Oreos and it wouldn't like fuck me up, I'd blow Donald Trump right now. I don't care. I don't care. And I would tell my friends and family too. I'd be like, yeah, I gotta eat cookies and they had no effect on my body or mental health, so or whatever. I don't care. Him, Dick Cheney, line them up. I don't care. Give me that sugar. I'd be possessed. Want to get fucked up. Oh, I forgot to say something. This was about being the transgender. It's like the prejudice with that runs deep, too. Because like I'm open-minded. I'm really open-minded. But even if, someone tells me something where they're like, oh, my friend's coming to the party. They're they, them. If I'm home alone and no one can see my face, I'll be like, yeah, I bet they are. They're gonna get mad at me for misgendering their cat. Whatever. I was like, okay, if I'm ever gonna have a kid, I gotta get some finances together. And I was thinking that. Then I was like, damn, I gotta get some finances. I don't have any finances. But I was thinking back to this one time I did have finances for a little bit. I had this uncle, he gave me some money, and he didn't know that technically I'd already spent the money before he gave it to me, because I had run up a credit card debt. So he gave me the money, and I wasn't going to, to humor him, I met with a financial advisor. And meeting with a financial advisor was a very interesting experience. I met with this advisor, and he said, what are your goals for this portfolio? And that made me feel even more lost, because I was like, I feel like doesn't everyone say the same thing? Like, my goals for the portfolio would be to have more portfolio. I think it'd be just crank it up, Is there any other answer for that? Is anyone coming in like, you spend it? Is that a thing at all? But I was aware enough not to say that, because I was like, he's asking the question for a reason, I guess. I don't know. So he said, what are your goals for the portfolio? I said, I would like, ideally, I'd like more money. And he went, right, of course. But, what is your risk tolerance? And I was like, high, if it would help me get more money. Do you get what I'm saying? So whatever just going towards that would be what I would like to do. So figure that any way you want. Just more of this is what I'd be liking. Made me feel like an idiot. Didn't really have any segue with that at all. Man, crap. I tried inventing something one time, and did anyone ask why you guys are dressed up? No? They didn't? Why are you guys dressed up? It's date night? You wanted to go to Goodwill, yeah? Have to wear so I'll repeat it, so they have to wear what the other one chooses. And then you sat up front at the comedy show? Did you want to get picked on, or? So you were like, I'm going to dress up like, wow. Crazy. You're in good hands with the comedians that were tonight, because some comedians would have just, Wow. I mean, I don't know if you can all see this, but this isn't every day that your fairy godmother's up front at the show. I just wanted to make sure other people could see it too, and I'm not having like a heart attack. Imagine, it's the last thing I see before I go, and I don't get to tell anybody about it. How long have you guys been together? 10 years. Oh, so you're trying to keep it spicy. Yeah. Good for them. This is a commitment. Absolutely. That's inspiring, you know. You're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You just go out to dinner. 6, 7, maybe a little trip. 8, 9, whatever. 10, you're like, I'm fairy godmother. You know what I mean? We're both wearing pink. I don't know. That's great. So how I started trying to get into the invention thing was when I was looking back, I was thinking about, because when I used to fantasize about doing comedy, I didn't fantasize about that as much as I fantasized about being an inventor. And I actually really did try to invent something. I tried to create this product. Well, first I tried to create caffeinated cigarettes, where you take the caffeine and you put it into the filter of the cigarette. That was my big idea. Because I was like, it'll be addictive, kids will have it on the go, whatever. And that was my big idea. And for context, so my dad is a math professor and a vegetarian, and my mom is like a really good person. So I told my parents this idea, and just like the look of disappointment. They're like, you have an invention? Oh, we're so excited, honey. What is it? And I was like, okay. All right, cigarettes? And they were like, yeah. And I'm like, all right, I found a way to make them more addictive. Sad day for everybody at the house. So I shelved that, repented, and then I said, I'm gonna try to invent something though, And I would try to invent something called Stop the Scuff, which is like a clear plastic material that goes on your pants bottom, and it prevents them from scuffing. It's like a buffer between your pants and the ground. That was my idea. So I still really like that idea. And I tried so hard. I sent it to like a product prototype developer, but I did no research, and the person ended up being a scam. Don't find someone on Craigslist, I guess is my only advice, I guess. Don't tell the guy you buy Adderall from you want to make a product and then have, But, so that was my idea. And that it didn't work out. I was so crushed. But I did get one thing from it. What it was for years, when people ask how you got into comedy, I tried to be an inventor, it didn't work out, so thought stand-up would be a safer bet. I don't know. Seemed more stable, And when you tell people what you tried to invent, sometimes they'll tell you their invention ideas. And I had a real moment. I had just been doing entertainment for a little bit. When you work in entertainment, you'll get a manager, and that person's supposed to see something in you that they want to help elevate. They want to bring you to another level. That's the idea. So I was with my first manager, and I was so excited. And he said, you try to invent something? Me too. And I was like, awesome. What'd you try to invent? And hand to God, he said, have you ever been eating an orange? I said, yeah, absolutely, many times. And he was like, have you ever wanted more of it? And I was like, sure, I've eaten 3 oranges at a time, many times. I've probably eaten 5 before, I don't know. And he goes, well, what if you could have more of the orange? What if you could have something called the morange, where it's more of the orange. It's like a bigger orange. And then he just kept explaining it, and like he was like waiting for a different reaction, because I was just like, oh my God, fuck. He's like, it's like a bigger orange. And where my mind was going, why he was going bigger orange was, I was like, okay, so the guy who believes in me also is trying to push the morange. So am I like the entertainer equivalent of the fucking morange? I'm screwed. Well, if you don't like Willmann, have you ever been trying to eat an orange and wanted more of it? I could try to sell you on that too. But I wanted so bad for this guy to be legit. I wanted so bad that I started even thinking the morange was a good idea. I remember telling my sister, she was like, how's it going with that new manager? And I was like, well, he's not just a manager, he's like kind of an innovator in some ways. He doesn't just do management, he's also, well, have you ever been eating an orange and you're like, oh. I did the effort of the peeling. I wish there was more for my effort of peeling, so I'm like, I wanted more of the orange. And she's like, yeah, you get another orange. And I was like, well, what if you didn't have to? What if there was more of the orange? And she was like a big orange? I'm like, yeah, like a morange is what we'd call it. And she was like, okay, what are you getting at? And I was like, so that's his idea, though. Like, he came up with more orange. He came up with that. And she was like, you got to go to rehab, I think. You got to go to rehab. I know you've been sober for a couple years, but I think you just need to go right back to rehab for you, And I think it would have checked out. I don't think anyone in a rehab would have looked at me funny if we were going around in a semicircle explaining our bottoms. And I'm just there like, well, I had this manager and he wanted to create something called a Morange, and I was like, that's a good idea. I think everyone in rehab would be like, oof, that's dark. Yeah, that's dark. It's really sad. Sad that you got to that place. Emotionally. I'm really obsessed with my landlord right now. I got this landlord, and I'm obsessed with him because I'm always so interested in people that, like are just uniquely themselves no matter the odds. And he lives in this area of New York that's like really progressive. It's like a bunch of, college students around. And he is like pretty classic, like Trump, okay? And he looks the part, like he's not undercover at all. Like, he's got like, broad generalizations here, but like big belly, and he wears this tight, bright polo shirt always. It's so tight, and he has it tucked into his khaki. He's got little legs, big belly, kind of a bowl cut, and sometimes he'll wear that red hat, and he stands with like a saunter, like he kind of stands always like with his hands out and his belly kind of doing. He leads with the belly. He leads with the belly. Big belly. Big belly. I don't think it's because from. I think that it's just anger at the IRS has made him swell up, is what I think it is. Just like, he's just fucking, I hate Hillary Clinton. Is like, and he's the best landlord ever. I mean, this guy's awesome. He's a great landlord, truly. I really like him. But I'm fascinated by him because I'm like, he's choosing to live in New York. I don't even know if it's safe for him to be in New York with this look. There's so many places that he could just be gallivanting around with other people like him, just high-fiving all day. But no, he's getting weird looks from hipsters. He's in an alternate universe. Just those hipsters are just looking at him with disgust, and he's himself. And I respect him. Bless you. So I'm obsessed with him, and I want him to like me. And my girlfriend was like, what's your obsession with Steve? Like, why do you even think he's conservative? I was like, what are you talking about? He lets you know. He sent out a text to everybody in the building. He said, everybody has to recycle. It's the rules. And then he sent a follow-up text in brackets saying, not my rules. Okay. Yes, Steve, we know. Every chance he gets, he inserts not his rules, not his thing. One time I was trying to pick his brain a little bit. I was like, so what do you think about the recycling? He goes, I think Joe Biden's trying to sell us to the Chinese. And it was just me and him, and so I was like, and you think because through the recycling he's trying to do that? With our recycling to East 12th Street, he's trying to, our recycling off to the Chinese. He's like, it's complicated, but yeah. And I was like, all right, I hear you. I wanted him to feel listened to. But that wasn't enough. I could tell I was kind of getting his interest. Like, he's like, what's up with this little it thing that's so into chatting me up? Because I don't just make small talk with him. I go for big talk. And I like small talk. But with him, I try to get him going, People get surprised that I like small talk. I'll keep going with Steve, but people do get surprised by that. They're like, small talk sucks. Why do you like it? I like it. In a lot of instances, I'd rather ping pong back and forth about the weather. It's getting cold. Oh, it's getting cold. Oh, you go to Chicago. Yeah, I've been to Chicago. I like that. I like small talk better than a stranger just coming up to me like, whoof, why do you think your mom's disappointed in you? What do you think? If you had to guess, why do you? I'd be like, back to the small talk, please. Please. Let's just try to process the weather, please. So I like small talk, but not with Steve. With Steve, I'm going right big talk all the time. And I was like, all right, I got to kick it up a notch. I got to find a common enemy. Because if you want to make friends with someone, one of the easiest ways is to have someone else to talk about, Like if you work in an office setting and you're like, I gotta find an ally, just find someone you both dislike and then instantly you got a topic, you know what I mean? So I was like, gotta find someone or something that'll really get Steve going, that he wants to talk to me about. And I think I got it. I was pretty proud of myself. I was in the lobby of the building, and he came in. He's like, hey, Emma. And I was like, hey. And he was like, you all right? And I was like, I'm fine. I'm all right. How you doing? And he was like, what's wrong? And I was like, And he was like, what's wrong? And I was like, it's just fucking, women. And he was like, oh! His stomach was getting bigger and bigger. He's like, yeah. My watch says 26 minutes, but I still got more time. All right, thanks. Fuck! All right. Any questions? I think I did write something else. I wish I paused more. I should have paused more when you guys were laughing. I should have paused more. Yep. Let's see. Well, I'm just going to say this for the sake of honoring the 20 minutes, oh! This is going to be very disjointed, obviously, but it would go under the topic of like food things. I think part of the issue I have, like truly, it comes from like I remember the first real compulsive thing was with carbohydrates, and I was like, what was it about carbs besides them being so delicious? But it was because I think I was in like 8th grade, very impressionable time in my life when there was a smear campaign against carbohydrates. I don't know if you guys remember this, but there was a time where carbs were just weaponized against us. Like everywhere you look, they'd be like, did you know what carbs do? Did you know what do you want to be healthy? Do you know, don't eat carbs. Doug's not eating carbs, and he is a fitness model now. Doug cares about his future. Doug doesn't eat bagels. There would be pictures with the bread basket with just an X through it. Like, live your best life, none of this. And it was happening right around when we were going to war with Iraq. And they were going to war with carbs right around when we were going to war with Iraq. I remember I'd be like walking past the TV and they'd be like the axis of evil, blah, blah, blah. And I'd be like Saddam Hussein, and my parents would be like, biscuits, actually, biscuits. Biscuits. It's not good what they're doing. We found out that these biscuits are bad news. And now I know that's just marketing. They have to market one food group, put one down. Like it was like big carbs or big fat or big sugar was running this to push carbs down, so we ate more of them. Like there's marketing in the food stuff. But I was petrified. I was more afraid of carbs than I was of drugs. Truly. Like I remember I'd be smoking weed with my friend Sarah Herrick in her Jeep. We'd be skipping tennis practice, getting high, getting stoned. And someone would be like, you want some Pringles? And we'd be like, we're not trying to fuck up our future, dude. We're not trying to. You watch the news? Nah. We have goals and ambitions. Not trying to do that. My stepmom is having no carbs now because she's keto, so no carbs. Keto, yeah. She's happy, though. Keto people get very evangelical, I've noticed, about their experience with keto. It kind of feels like everything the keto people do is what we used to blame vegetarians for doing. Like back in the day, those vegetarians are so pushy, they're gonna come over and try to make us eat their food and blah, blah, they're gonna judge us for that. I never met a really pushy vegetarian. Usually they'd be kind of scared. They'd apologetic. I'm a vegetarian, but I'll find something to eat. Don't worry, I'll find something. It doesn't matter. No, you don't have to cook something special for me. I'll go outside. I'll eat the dirt in the grass. Don't worry about it. I can eat. I'll suck on a fork or something. Don't worry about it. I'll bring my own food. Like they're very, But the ketos, not so much. The ketos are very pushy. They're very pushy. They're judgy. They're just sitting there drinking their butter, looking at you like, you're gonna eat that? You're an idiot. That's what it feels like. How much more time do I have? Thank you guys so much. Thank you. All right, thank you.